educational institutions across St. Kitts and Nevis are meeting today for a National Student Congress. And the focus of this Congress is to tackle violence within our schools. Today, the focus is on the primary level, and so I think some 20 primary schools across St. Kitts are being represented at the National Student Congress for today, and it spans 2 days, today the 28th and tomorrow 29th. Also happening this week, we have the 2024 edition of the Leeward Island Debating Competition, LIDC, and this is the 52nd annual. This will be held at the Royal St. Kitts Hotel Conference Room in Frigate Bay, beginning on Friday, and I think will run up until the 4th. And so happening this Friday at 10 a.m., we have Nevis versus Montserrat. And the moot is higher education institutions should ban the use of artificial intelligence in academic discourse. And at 1 p.m., we'll have Angola versus Antigua. And the moot is social media is detrimental to the Caribbean region's cultural identity. So they will be debating higher education institutions should ban the use of artificial intelligence in academic discourse, and social media is detrimental to the Caribbean region's cultural identity. Let's take a short break, and when we come back, we'll continue the conversation here on The Edge for Wednesday, February 28th, 2024. Stay tuned.
Join us every Wednesday for In Focus, a weekly talk show produced by the St. Kitts Nevis Information Service, where we provide exclusives with key persons within the government and discuss pertinent, relevant, and interesting matters that affect us all. Tune in every Wednesday, live on ZIZ Radio and streamed live on Facebook at SKNIS Media and ZIZ Online. In Focus, your government, your business.
Welcome back to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I'm your host, Devonne Cornelius, and thank you so much for joining me in the program for today. Now, I want to begin with a statement or a press release from the Ministry of Health, which says no crisis at the Joseph and Franch General Hospital. It is dated the 28th of February 2024, and it reads, the Executive Management Committee of the Joseph and Franch General Hospital would like to inform the general public that there is no crisis in the anesthesia service or surgical service at the JNF General Hospital, and that there is no need for alarm. The JNF General Hospital has a clear policy of 24-hour uninterrupted emergency services, and as such currently holds an inventory of 4 anesthesia machines to service its 2 operating rooms. Thus, although 2 machines would be in active duty, a further 2 machines are in reverse. This allows for built-in redundancy of the system. One of the 2 active duty machines broke down, but is once again operable thanks to our in-house maintenance team, and machines continue to be on standby, said Dr. Jensen Morton, the Director of Health Institutions. It continues by saying it is important that we clearly note the following to the general public. It says emergency services of the operating theatre were never at any point interrupted. Elective procedures have fully resumed after just a few hours of the reporting of the issue. We continue to engage in systematic preventative maintenance of our existing machines with the necessary technicians over the course of the next few days to fully ensure the seamless operation of these and all current medical equipment in our possession. The Joseph and France General Hospital continues to strengthen every day, and further actions will take place to continue to further strengthen the department and the institution's based health services on a whole. That is a statement from the Ministry of Health regarding the Joseph and France General Hospital in response to some information that was being shared or via social media that a machine had brought down, and so they're using the opportunity to assure the general public that there is no crisis and the matter is under control as they have their maintenance team doing the regular maintenance. It is 12 minutes past the 11 o'clock hour, and you're listening to the ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll open the phone lines later in a few, and we'll take your calls at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. Now, recently, the minister who has responsibility for sustainable development and climate action, Dr. Joy Clark, led a delegation from St. Kitts and Nevis to the 6th session of the United Nations Environment Assembly, and this runs from February 26th to March 1st at the United Nations Environment Program headquarters in Nairobi, Kenya. And Minister Clark is supported by the Cabinet Secretary and Global Environmental Facility Political Focal Point, Dr. Marcus Natter, and Environmental Officer in the Department of Environment, Evan Parry, who is serving as the technical lead. Now, this initiative is focusing on leveraging cooperation, multilateral cooperation, to tackle the triple planetary crisis of climate change, biodiversity loss, and pollution. It is backed by robust scientific evidence and political commitment. The Assembly aims to foster inclusive and united action across nations, ensuring the protection of the natural world and the improvement of human lives globally. I absolutely love that St. Kitts and Nevis is being represented at these international forums that definitely relate to St. Kitts and Nevis. I know there's an argument, and that this has been going on for quite some time, where people are of the opinion that perhaps you should participate virtually. But it's just like when you're going for a job interview. Most job interviews today, some are virtual, but most job interviews today, depending on what you're applying for, are in person. A better opportunity for you to network with colleagues and build better partnerships, and to get grant funding for other areas instead of us having to use our own funds, in this case the public purse. But being able to network and to build relationships and partnerships is very important. It is limited if you are to participate in forums and events like these if you're doing so virtually, because you're just speaking directly with that focal person, that technical person, and then that's it. You're not being given the opportunity to go and network and build partnerships and relationships. And so I absolutely love that St. Kitts and Nevis continues to be represented on the international stage, and that people are aware of St. Kitts and Nevis and the efforts that are being made here. Now, I was listening to a clip from, I think it was CARICOM. It's CARICOM related. I think it was the energy minister for Guyana. I stand to be corrected, but it was for Trinidad. He was talking about the global emissions, climate change, all things climate, and he made a very important point. While here in the Caribbean, we continue our efforts in climate change in terms of climate action and climate financing. The question was asked, how much does the Caribbean contribute to global emissions? And that the minister was of the opinion that even if we are all to stop what we're doing now in the Caribbean, would it make much of a difference? And I listened to him as he made those remarks, and other conversations have been had. This is not to say that we should not continue to do what we're doing in terms of climate action and to deal with the issue of climate change. But it's not just for the Caribbean to do this, but it has to be for those larger countries, the great United States, the United Kingdom, Canada. Those larger countries, they too have a very important role to play. And so, while it is good for us here in the Caribbean to focus on these areas and to do our part, would it make a difference as soon as we'd want it to, if we are the only ones who are taking the issue of climate change seriously? Let's think about that for a moment. It is 18 minutes past. You're listening to The Edge. For those of you who are just tuning in, let me say thank you so much for joining me on the program for today. The phone lines are now open and we're taking your calls at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. The program is also live via social media. Good morning to those of you who have joined via Facebook and YouTube. If you're listening from St. Kitts and Nevis, across the region, or in the diaspora, thank you for tuning in. We'll take our first call for this morning. Hello, caller. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Yeah, good morning, Devonne.
Yes, good morning.
Okay. I'm glad to hear you.
Thank you.
Now, I think if you're going to send away someone to talk about the environment, why shouldn't they get people who show the concern and the love and the protective measures for the environment that they themselves up in big office going away with entourage of people who does nothing, who don't show the concern about the environment? And I'm going to point out two individuals who always speak about the environment for years. That is Ras Eli X and Jamdong Manos. Those two been showing the concern for the environment anywhere they go. And they see somebody chugging a cigarette, but they tell them take it up.
But let me ask you a question though.
Yeah.
Who is to say that those who are there now are not concerned or passionate about it? Because you have to look at the fact that the technical officer, I think Mr. Parry, as well as the minister, they have been working in the area of environment for quite some time. And so I wouldn't want to suggest that they're not interested or passionate about climate change or climate action or anything like that.
Right, okay. I do not know what is in the heart concerning the environment. But by people walks, we can tell. Now, Jamdong and Eli X, anywhere they go, they're not afraid to make whosoever it is show them thing. But you see what happened around here, and this is facts. Why, when a minister and a secretary has to go away, they have to carry this big entourage of people? That is my point. That is wasting the taxpayers' money. Carry people who can show the concern about what they're going away to learn.
How is it wasting the taxpayers' money, though? With the people who are going on these trips to participate in these events, they're going for a specific reason.
Yes,
So let's say your expertise is in the area of agriculture. They're going to choose you to go because you will be able to network, build partnerships, relationships, get some sort of funding for a project that we're working on here in St. Kitts and Nevis. From my standpoint, I don't, and this is my opinion across the board. Doesn't even matter who is currently in office. I don't think it's a case of people just sending people for a joyride. Really and truly, when you look at the people who are going, these are professionals. These are people who've been in the industry for quite some time. Some of them are new and they're going to learn new things so they can come back here like a trained trainer.
They don't teach us nothing when they come back. Look, okay, let me go now, but hear this. When the administration now take over, in the space of 2 months, they don't carry 15 people up to New York, to the United Nations, and a Chinese woman was there. What specialty she got that people here don't have? 15 of them for what? United Nations? That is my point. But Devonne, I'm not going against your opinion.
No, that's fine.
I'm just highlighting what takes place.
No. I hear your caller and I respect your views and opinions, but I was just sharing mine.
Okay, I understand that. I respect that.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you for your contribution to the program. You're listening to the ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. It's 11:22. The phone lines are open. Call us at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. So I was making the point, I really don't see it as a case where you're going on a joyride. And okay, let me stick up in and we'll take this call. That's that caller. I went to Grenada in 2017 as the youth junior minister for tourism for Nevis. It was the Caribbean Tourism Youth Congress. So it was me, I had a chaperone, and there was, I think it was the chief executive officer and other officials from the Nevis Tourism Authority, as well as from the St. Kitts Tourism Authority. But there at the Caribbean Tourism Youth Congress, while the focus was on the youth, because it was an actual competition taking place, you had hundreds of people from across the world participating in this Congress, in this forum. And while the main focus would have been to select a Caribbean junior minister of tourism, they used the opportunity for countries to network, to build partnerships, to build relationships, right? Let's head back to the phone lines and we will take some more calls. Hello, caller, you're on the air.
Hi, good morning.
Could you turn off your radio, please?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Good morning, Mr. Cornelius.
Good morning. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, thank you. You read an email. You read a press release earlier on, and I would like you to take another look at it because I think you mentioned something about equipment being in reverse.
Sorry?
You mentioned something about equipment being in reverse. So it might well have been a typo or some similar error. I think it was meant to be reserve.
I'll go through it again. But
yes,
thank you for that. Equipment being in reverse. I'm sorry, I don't recall reading that. But I'll go through the press release again just to make sure. But yeah, I was making the point that I don't see it as a situation where, and let's take a pause on the calls. I don't see it as a situation where people are going for a joyride, but I was making the point that I went to Grenada in 2017, and while the focus was the Caribbean Tourism Youth Congress, you have other people there from the various ministries of tourism and tourism authorities from across the Caribbean and the globe. And they used the opportunity to network. And so you let's say you had a case where Nevis was having conversations with Antigua was having conversations with Jamaica to see how they can collaborate. They were also focusing on the issue of regional travel, and how do we address the issue of the high taxes. You can't do these things by just sending a WhatsApp or having a teleconference. Sometimes it's good to meet people in person, to sit down, whether you're having a breakfast meeting or you're having a conversation over lunch or whatever. But participating in these forums are really important. In November of 2018, I went to Trinidad as part of the UNICEF Young People's Symposium. Hundreds of young people from across the Caribbean. It was 4 of us from St. Kitts and Nevis. 3 from St. Kitts, 1 from Nevis. That was me. And we were in Port of Spain for about a week. And we painted a school. We visited national historical sites and all of these things. But the focus was for young people in the Caribbean to have a conversation on crime and violence and improvements that can be made to the education sector on the regional level. And so for the entire week, we were in discussions with other young people from across the region. At the end of the discussion, we made a presentation to the various ministers of sports, education, and youth affairs. And if for some ministers who were not able to be there, you had permanent secretaries, technical officers, these people. They wanted to hear from young people collectively, how can we improve the education sector in the Caribbean? What can we do to tackle the issue of crime and violence? What can we do to add towards the development of our young people professionally? And it was an awesome opportunity. So while that was the focus, we had the opportunity to build relationships, to network with people. I will tell you no, there are people who I met in 2018 in Trinidad who I still have a good relationship with today. I went to a TV station in Trinidad and I have contacts for those people in Trinidad. So I'm making the point that whenever these forums are happening, it is not just the case for a joyride. I don't see it as that, and that may be a different opinion for others, but I don't see it as that. I'm talking from experience that when I went, while the sole purpose was to participate in a competition and a forum, I got the opportunity to build relationship and partnerships that I've since benefited from. It is 11:29. Let's take a break, and when we come back, we will take some more calls here on The Edge on the ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. Stay tuned.
ZIZ Radio, entertaining the nation, enjoyed by the world. From the heart of ZIZ Radio comes a political talk show like no other. The Edge, with host Devonne Cornelius giving you his take on the biggest stories happening in governance today. Got something to say? Let's hear it. Give us a call at 869-465-2555, Monday to Friday from 11 a.m. to 12 noon. One solid hour of in-depth analysis of the machinery that makes our country tick. The Edge, cutting into the matters at hand.
Hey children, I am Shalissa Catalia Caesar. Join ZIZ Radio every morning at 7:05 from Monday to Friday and Saturday from 9 to 10 for Totally for Kids. Wake up and be a part of the action.
Yes, you can now. You can do anything if you try. Oh, just try.
Join us every Wednesday for In Focus, a weekly talk show produced by the St. Kitts Nevis Information Service, where we provide exclusives with key persons within the government and discuss pertinent, relevant, and interesting matters that affect us all. Tune in every Wednesday, live on ZIZ Radio and streamed live on Facebook at SKNIS Media and ZIZ Online. In Focus, your government, your business.
Welcome back to the Edge here in ZIZ Radio. Caller, thank you so much for bringing that to my attention. I think I did say the reverse, but it should be reserve. So thank you for bringing that to my attention, and let me apologize to the callers if you for that misinformation. So it says that a further 2 machines are in reserve, and this allows for built-in redundancy of the system. That was definitely a human error on my part, and again, my apologies for that. It is 11:31, and you're listening to The Edge here in ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I'm your host, Devonne. Cornelius. The phone lines are open and taking your calls at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. We end the conversation at noon for the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Caller, good morning.
Yes, hello, Devonne.
Good morning, welcome.
Good program, but gospel life, and I want in number 3.
You want
one election in number 3.
You want one in number 3?
Talk after the people them.
Okay.
Okay.
I thank you for your contribution to the program. It's 11:32. You're listening to The Edge here in ZIZ Radio. The phone lines are open, and we're taking your calls. Call us at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. The 46th regular meeting, it is still ongoing with the CARICOM heads of government, and St. Kitts and Nevis is being represented there. Dr. Drew has been participating in conversations with colleagues from across the region and the globe. We have a caller on the line? No. So the Prime Minister met with the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, His Excellency Adel Al, I'm having difficulty pronouncing the last name here, but is the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And they met on the sidelines of the CARICOM Heads of Government meeting, which is going on in Guyana. Prime Minister Drew indicated that the new relationship with Saudi Arabia opens many opportunities. One such opportunity is in the area of energy, as St. Kitts and Nevis is seeking to transform its energy sector in the name of climate, sustainability, and economic transportation. Let's head back to the phone lines and we'll take some more calls. Hello, caller. Good morning and welcome to the conversation.
Good morning, Devon. Good morning.
Yes, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad. I just come from the animals, them.
All right.
But first, I always want to thank God for life. Thank God for the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. And I want to thank God for the rain. Because a little grass is springing up now. And when the grass them get to feed and the animal them get less trouble. Because they ain't enough, innit? They're trained. So I got to give them loose them and tie them back and give them water and tie them back and this thing. Nobody Devon. Nobody Devon, you know, COVID, that's strange. You started your life in the whole world. You understand? And they're talking about the traveling with so much people going to different summits and all these things. But Devon, I believe people could do the thing online. They could do it online. Everybody must go. One or two person could go. And people are concerned about it because they say that when you travel, it's taxpayers' money. You got to pay back for that, the money. And that is the problem. And but Devon again, let me move on to something else. Now look at the. I believe that the Prime Minister should cool down when he got press conference, right? Because the amount of project he say going to release out and say you're going to do this, say you're going to do that, say you're going to do that, say you're going to do that, and say this you're going to do and that's going to do. And the people out there crying out, nothing is doing. Up yesterday, a lady called me. She told me that the hospital they was to do surgery today and the machine break down. I know that thing that break down because I tell her now that I know thing that break down no perfect. No human being perfect, no machine are nothing perfect. And this thing that the Prime Minister delivers say anything that these things the hospital will be up to the grade and all. And it's done gone 2 years and something now and you see nothing really benefiting the ordinary man we go to the hospital easy. Any different department in government or whatever. Look at the housing project then. This company is supposed to come build some house up to now where you see nothing moving off the ground like that. They build some sample houses and I don't know. People come out there complaining about all these things. But Devonne, it's not about politics, it's about doing for the country and see your country go forward. Because too much talk, sometimes you lose track. Okay then, Brother Devonne, let me give somebody else a chance.
Okay, caller, thank you for your contribution to the program. You're listening to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. The phone lines are open. It's 11:36. Call us at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. We are a few minutes. If you're just tuning in, we're on the topic of St. Kitts and Nevis being represented on the international stage, and some people are of the view that instead of participating, some of these technical officials or officials could participate virtually. I disagree, but doesn't mean that we can't have a conversation on it. Doesn't mean that it cannot be a conversation that should be happening at this point in time. It's 11:37. I want to hear from you, your views and thoughts and opinions. We're not settling on anything specific for today, and so I'm open to your suggestions. We have another call on the line. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Cornelius.
Good morning. Welcome to the program.
Okay, thank you. I'm calling from New York. Mr. Cornelius, we have an 11-year-old child home that is a citizen of the United States. He needs a surgery to be done on his tonsils, and for nothing good, the dad will not give him his passport. I will not give the mom the passport. Can please someone intervene into this, please?
Could you repeat that? You're fading out a bit at the end.
We have an 11-year-old kid home. Need a surgery. He's a U.S. citizen. He have a passport. But for nothing good, the dad would release the passport to the mom,
the
mom can travel.
You said the dad or the bank?
He's a United States citizen. The dad have his passport. For nothing good, the dad will not release the passport to the mom, so he can come abroad and get the surgery done. Last week, the child took in last week. The whole cancer swollen up. Please, can someone reach out to somebody about this, please? Otherwise, the government is going to step in from the United States. All he told her, he gave her $500 EC, and that's all the money I could give you. I can't give you nothing else, so you're not getting a passport. That's not right. This child is suffering. The mother is suffering. The child is suffering too.
Right.
Please, somebody get involved in this, please.
Thank you for bringing this. Thank you for sharing that. My advice here would be for those involved to have a conversation with child services or the police or some sort of somebody from social services who would be best positioned to deal with the matter.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, caller, for your contribution to the program.
Yes.
You're listening
Bye-bye.
to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. It is 11:40. Thank you so much for tuning in. The phone lines are open and we're taking your calls at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. If we have no calls, let us take a short break. I need to get some water. Let's take a short break, and when we come back, we'll continue the conversation.
ZIZ Radio, entertaining the nation, enjoyed by the world.
Join us on ZIZ TV for Youth Lounge with Skenator, a talk show on vital topics such as tourism, entrepreneurship, education, religion, sex education, and mental health, featuring experts from St. Kitts and Nevis and the Caribbean region. Tune in live on the first and third Wednesday of every month at 8:30 p.m. on ZIZ TV.
Water is life, 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 life. Water is life, 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 life. Do just one thing, just one thing.
Every job come, make sure you check for leaks around your house every day. Every job come, when brushing your teeth, don't let the water run away. Come save the water, preserve the water right now. Every job come, save the water whenever you take in your shower. Every job come, make saving the water your business every hour. The water, the water, the water, the water right now. It's up to me and you and you and you and you. Get water right now.
Do just one thing.
Join us every Wednesday for In Focus, a weekly talk show produced by the St. Kitts Nevis Information Service, where we provide exclusives with key persons within the government and discuss pertinent, relevant, and interesting matters that affect us all. Tune in every Wednesday, live on ZIZ Radio and streamed live on Facebook at SKNIS Media and ZIZ Online. In Focus, your government, your business.
Every Saturday from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m., ZIZ Radio goes into overdrive with the Magic Fingers Ronnie Rascal Mega Mix Show. You heard? Up your dial to 96.1 FM. It's the show that brings the vibes to your Saturday afternoon lime, bar hopping, party hangouts, or just driving around. You don't want to miss the Saturday Mega Mix Show. You don't want to miss the Saturday Mega Mix Show. It's old school and new school remixes by yours truly, Magic Fingers, Ronnie Rascal, every Saturday from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. ZIZ Radio.
From the heart of ZIZ Radio comes a political talk show like no other. The Edge, with host Devonne Cornelius giving you his take on the biggest stories happening in governance today. Got something to say? Let's hear it. Give us a call at 869-465-2555, Monday to Friday from 11 a.m. to 12 noon. One solid hour of in-depth analysis of the machinery that makes our country tick. The Edge, cutting into the matters at hand.
Hello, welcome back to The Edge on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I'm your host, Devonne Cornelius. We want to share with you one more update, but let's get back to the phone lines and we'll take some more calls before I do that. Caller, good morning and welcome to the conversation.
Yes, Devon, I return. Now, Devon, there are three kind of behavior of the human being that I don't like. And the Bible warns that all men are liars. It did not mean the gender of a man. It means mankind. Now, I don't like people to tell lies, and I don't like people to thief, and I don't like procrastinators. Those three I don't like. And now, the leader of the government of St. Kitts Nevis, Dr. Joe, he like to talk and say, oh, we're going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then he break ground for this, he break ground for that, he break ground for all kind of thing, and nothing going up. Nothing. And if you know definitely that he cannot do them, don't say you're going to do them. Things could happen. Disappointment does happen when you start to build a house, and you have to stop and go back again. But he know definitely that he don't have the expertise or the money, whatever it is to build them. And he give people the wrong impression. They're going to build 600 houses in a year. And up to now, 2 cannot be completed. So I'm saying this, Dr. Joe, please be honest to yourself.
Question for you before you go.
Yeah.
When would you like for him to make announcements on projects and things happening in the country?
Well, he could make it any time. But for people like me, I would not believe nothing that he said.
So
nothing, because
but that conflicts what you just say. You say he could make it any time, which okay, go ahead.
Yeah, he could make it any time. You were saying something.
I'm just trying to get a better understanding of what you're saying, because if you announce something like a housing project, let's say you announce it in January,
yeah,
you expect houses to be built by March?
He announced it last year.
Okay.
Okay, that's why I said that. Okay, let me get somebody a chance to come in.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for your contribution to the program. It's 11:47. You're listening to The Edge in ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. We're taking your calls at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. We have a caller? Hello, caller, you're on the air. We have a caller? No. Yes, we're taking your calls. Call us at 465-2555. I was sharing with you that... Okay, let's take this one. Hello, you're on the air. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Devonne. How are you?
I am doing good. And you?
I'm fine.
All right, good to hear.
Culture don't tell lies. He never tell lies. Eh? Have a nice day, Devonne.
Oh my God, thank you. Culture, you're going to tell the people if you're going to tell a lie, because we don't. I mean, for me, yeah, I if you're going to announce a project, whether it be the construction of a new hospital or homes or whatever, I mean, let's be realistic. If you make the announcement, you say, yes, he did make the announcement last year. But I think there has to be an understanding that these things are not going to come within a few months after its announcement. They're going to take some time. Let's head back to the phone lines and we'll take this call. Caller, you're on the air. Hello?
Yes, Devon. I see you get a little light moment. Devon, that's why I use the scripture in the Bible. The Bible says all man. The Bible did not say all men. M-A-N mean mankind creation. Are liars. So I'm not exception from telling lie.
But I wanted to ask you a question.
I didn't tell a lie to convince somebody that what I'm saying is true.
Okay. Well, let me ask you something, because we don't want to say who don't tell lie, who don't tell lie. But let me ask you something. Back on the topic of the construction of these capital projects.
Yeah.
If let's talk about the construction of a hospital, right? What is a time frame that you would expect a hospital to be constructed by? So, from announcement right down to the end of the construction, the completion.
Well, one can only give a time frame. It depends on the size of the structure that you're going to build.
So, let's say you're building a structure as big as the one that we currently have. We're not experts here. We're just trying to reason.
Well, I can tell you. You have to leave room for disappointment. So if you know definitely without any disappointment to stop the work, the builder could say, well, okay, I will build it in XYZ months, XYZ years, but he got to look beyond today and see, well, then anything could happen. Tornado, hurricane could come, and so therefore he should extend the time frame that he would give.
All right.
That's room for disappointment. But anyway, lady, please listen carefully before we come into here.
All right, caller. Thank you for your contribution.
Thank you.
Let's have to the phone lines and we'll take some more calls.
Is it the lady need to listen or he has to listen? Because he's the one who asks for an announcement, but then went on to say, if they make an announcement, he ain't gonna believe it. So what you want there now?
That's why I say the conflict in itself.
Culture. Come on.
Let's take this caller. Hello, caller, you're on the air.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, caller, I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
Hi, good morning. I have a couple of comments, a couple of callers that called in. One, the comment that the caller made about the Chinese lady, I think that it was very inappropriate. Put politics aside, it was very inappropriate. They're educated people all over the world, and we have a lot of educated people from all over the world that live in St. Kitts and Nevis Federation. And so you can't just single out someone and say that if they go to the United Nations, a person was Chinese, what do they know? That's very inappropriate and disrespectful. So I don't like that. And another thing that the caller just talked about, that the Prime Minister, I guess, mentioned he's going to build homes or whatever he said, and he hasn't seen anything. I think he just touched on it. If he said he's going to do A, B, C, and D, I think we have to give everyone a chance. I don't care who the government is. You have to give everyone a chance. Saying you're going to build homes just doesn't happen overnight. You don't set them build homes, and in 2 months you see all the homes up. I think some of the people are very disrespectful, talking about other people, and I don't think that's what the show should be all about. They should stick to the subject that you have and address those comments. All right, thank you.
All right, caller, thank you for your contribution to the program. It is 11:52, just a few minutes left before we wrap up the conversation for today. Phone lines are open. Call us at 465-2555. Let's hit this other call. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, caller, go ahead.
Hi, good morning.
Hello, caller. We lost that call. Guys, please, when you're calling, you have to turn off the radio. We won't be able to hear you. It's 11:53. Let's see how many more calls we can get in. But whether it's your radio, your TV, please turn it off. Let's take this call. Hello, caller, you're on the air.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Cornelius.
Good morning. Welcome to the program.
Yes, sir. Mr. Cornelius, some people overseas do not try to listen by we from here speaking, because what the Prime Minister is saying all the time.
Wait, do you have your radio on? I'm getting some feedback.
I think next door to me.
You have to move away from it. I can't hear you.
Yeah, okay.
Move away from it first before you continue. I won't be able to hear what you want to contribute to the conversation.
I am not by the radio or nothing.
Okay, good. Go ahead.
What the Prime Minister is saying all the time, that the past administration haven't done nothing for 7 years. And now that they're in, they're going to break ground and do this and do that. And they are not doing anything. And that is the fault of them. It's not the fault of the people. So when you say the past government haven't done anything, what have you done for the time you're in office? That's my point.
All right, got it. Thank you for your contribution to the program. Let's take one more call and we will wrap up the conversation for today, and we'll be back. Hello, caller, you on the air.
Yeah, Devonne, all human beings different and all human beings that don't think alike. Now, Devonne, watch what you say, right? I said the Prime Minister on the press conference, he don't name out a load of projects, this, that he gonna do. You know, people looking for these things don't happen. So that's why I said that when he go on press conference, just say certain things, this will happen this time, that will happen that time. You understand? Because we are a human being.
Yeah, but
people complaining say they want project house to live in.
But caller, is maybe you're not, maybe you weren't listening or others are not listening, but not just the Prime Minister. Whenever these people speak and they make announcements about these projects, they give you a timeline. They say maybe you're going to start in April,
that's why
or maybe you're going to start
human
in
beings
June.
don't think alike.
Sorry?
That's why I say all human beings don't think alike.
Well, that shouldn't be my fault.
Some people don't listen like that.
Caller, if all human beings don't think alike, then there's nothing that you could do, there's nothing I could do, and there's nothing the Prime Minister or any minister could do. But that shouldn't stop me from saying I'm going to build a house in June. If whatever you want to take that to mean, then that's totally up to you. But I shouldn't say, me ain't going to say nothing.
A guy don't tell me that he don't put in his money to get the house built. He don't put it into NHC to get the house built. Up to now, nothing happening yet.
How long you putting in money?
So this thing, me coming from the radio in a politics, because I aware the politics right now.
Yeah, I'm listening.
I come in with constructive criticism and what people on the road saying, and what I know for myself. You understand? It's politics every 5 years. Every 5 years election, and we supposed to just think about saying good or do criticize constructively when you criticize something.
All right.
It's not about me. It's about the country and the people.
All right.
All right then.
All right. Thank you for your contribution to the program. You've been listening to the Edge and ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. You know, I'll tell you this much. I've been doing this thing for going on 4 years now, right? And I know what politics be. I'm very much aware of what politics is. So don't think for a second that I am naive. And I respect people's views and opinion. Not saying that you can't call and make your opinion known. That is welcomed. That is absolutely welcomed. Whenever the phone lines are open, you can call and lend your contribution. But we need to have sensible and realistic conversations, because the aim is to educate people, and we need to stop being ignorant and arrogant and be willfully blind to certain things in the name of politics. And unfortunately, I guess that is what it is, and that is what is going to happen. But we have to do better. Let me share with you that tomorrow, Thursday, is the National Day of Prayer under the theme, Lord, we bow down in humility before you, one nation under God. This is the 29th of February 2024, and there will be a national church service beginning at 7 p.m. In St. Kitts, it will take place at the Rivers of Living Water Christian Center, and in Nevis, it will take place at the New Testament Church of God in Bath Village. That's tomorrow, Thursday, 29th February 2024, National Day of Prayer and National Church Service. Bath New Testament, the New Testament Church of God in Bath Village, or the Rivers of Living Water Christian Center in St. Kitts. Until next time, you guys stay safe. Thank you so much for joining me in the program. See you tomorrow.
Let me just jump in here before you say goodbye. As a matter of fact, on the National Day of Prayer, Pastor Clive Sanders will be here on ZIZ Radio from 12 midnight with a team of pastors who will be using this opportunity for prayers also from 12 midnight to 3 a.m.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Ronnie. Until next time, you guys stay safe. See you tomorrow, same time, same place.